Hey guys, we're so excited to have you on board. Having a low credit score we know can be very stressful, so we want to help you get your score up and repair it quickly and legally. Click the link below so that we can schedule a free consultation.
If you've got credit problems, then here's what you say. The Credit Doctor of EA.
When we talk about health, we are talking about physical, emotional, spiritual, and also financial health. So today we're going to be giving you some tips. We've been focusing on how to budget better during the pandemic and just in general. If you've never been really good with budgeting your money, that's okay. Trust me, you are not alone. Our whole goal is to give you some great tips so that you can implement some lifelong changes in your situation. So, building off of last week's video, how to budget more effectively during the pandemic or in general, we're going to be talking about today 5 tips to help you stick to your budget, okay, or spending plan. Because I know some of you guys do not like that B word, okay? And it's understandable. It's just like a diet, psychologically. We don't want to be told that we can't enjoy the things that make us feel good. So when we're told no, we can't have it, what do we normally do? Rebel, right? We rebel against it and then we go off and we do things, we make choices that we know that don't fall in line with our goals. And so I want you guys to know that a budget or a spending plan isn't something to tell you no, it's actually something to tell you yes, just like the budgetista says. She says that it's your say yes plan. And that's exactly what it is. It's going to allow you to be able to monitor your money and to know where it's going. And the hardest part, guys, is what? Sticking to it. Just like with a diet or any kind of new lifestyle change, it's hard to stick to it. It's hard to develop a new habit. And we want to just give you some insight on how you can buckle down and conquer this new behavior. Now, they say it takes about 21 days for a new habit to stick, for it to get embedded in your mind. Our brains are systematic. Think about this. When you wake up in the morning, do you have to think about how you're going to wake up? Meaning, do you have to think about how you're going to get out of your bed, how you're going to brush your teeth? No. You roll out of the bed a certain way every morning, just about. You go in there, you brush your teeth. You're going to put the toothpaste on first, or you're going to wet the toothbrush first, and then you're going to start on this side, go to the other side, back, whatever. People are going to do it a different way, but whatever way you do it, I'm pretty sure that that's around about the same way you do it every single day. Why? Because our brains are very resilient and beautiful, but they're also lazy. So they want to make stuff systematic so that they don't have to think as much and they can just go on autopilot and just boom, 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 boom. And so it's the same thing when you're trying to develop a new behavior. You have to train your brain to go on autopilot. So making new choices like writing down your expenses every week, if that's not something that you're used to, do it for 21 days and then it'll get embedded in your head. So even the days that you don't want to do it, guess what? Your brain's gonna be like, no, go ahead and do this. So tip number 1 on how you can stick to your budget. Create a vision board to illustrate exactly what your goal is, okay? If you know that you want to save money so that you can pay your debt off, then what does your life look like once you pay off that debt? Okay? And put those pictures. If it's traveling around the world, put some pictures of places that you want to go. If it's buying a new home, put some pictures of the type of home that you might want. If it's opening up a business, whatever, but make that vision board so that you guys can clearly see every single day what it is that you are working towards. And that could be a great way to help you stay on track with your budget or your spending plan. Okay. Number 2, Tip number 2, avoid impulsive spending. Give yourself a 24-hour rule. Okay, if you see something that you really, really want, but you know that it's not within your spending plan, don't get it. Give yourself 24 hours to go home and think it over. After that 24-hour period of time, if you still absolutely have the need to have the thing, and make sure it's something that you need to have, not something that you want. Okay, because if you just want it, then you already know that that's not going to help you by not sticking to your spending plan by just buying whatever you want. If it's something where it costs a lot, then break it down that over a course of a period of time, you'll be able to acquire it. But don't go outside of what you set for yourself, because that's what's going to help you get to the long-term goal. So by avoiding impulsive spending, you'll be able to have more control over your money, and you won't have to worry about getting in the store and then spending that extra 20, 30, 50, 100, $200. You ever walked in a store and you just went in there for one thing, before you know, you got a basket full of stuff. One of the tips that I can also share with you about not being impulsive is make a list before you go to the store. So that way you can stay on track. And nowadays, since the pandemic, everything is really accessible online. So why don't you order the stuff online? There's a lot of different options, such as eBay, that you can order stuff online from Walmart, other grocery stores, and you can get cash back. So you're getting cash back, and then you're getting just the stuff that you need. So you're not leaving any room for you to go in and make an impulsive decision, because everything's already paid for. Once you get there, you go, you pick it up, and you leave. So that's one way that you can also avoid having, impulsive spending. Give yourself 24 hours, have a list prepared before you go, and look for strategic ways that you can purchase the stuff online and also get cash back. All right. Tip number 3 on how you can stick to your budget. Create 5 money affirmations that will help train your subconscious mind. Some of the things that you might want to say to yourself is, I am a good steward of my finances. I will be disciplined with how I manage my money. I am in control of my spending habits. Everything that I invest is good. I don't have to live in deficit. I live in a place of abundance. Money comes to me easily. These are the type of affirmations you need to say to yourself, because sometimes generationally, we have been trained to feel a certain way about money, to think that money is maybe bad, or it's evil, it's of the devil. Some people say that money is the root of all evil. That is not correct. The love of money is the root of all evil. And it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy having money, guys. Money is energy. You have people saying things like, oh, well, what is it? It's something that Les Brown's always saying. He was just like, a lot of people say that money doesn't, you buy everything, or you can't buy everything with money. Well, a lot of people want to find out for themselves. That's what Les Brown says, People want to find out, they want to experience that sort of wealth that they can just go out and spend freely and not be worried about paying, their regular bills. So if that's the case, there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to subconsciously train your mind to have a good relationship with money, so that it will come to you. You don't have to chase after it. If you chase after money, then it's going to run away from you. But if you center yourself, you focus in on what it is you want and why you want the money, and you put the right kind of energy around it, guess what? The money will come to you. So put those affirmations together, guys. The 4th tip that we have for you on how you can stick to your spending plan: unsubscribe from any sales solicitations. Okay, if you sign up with the email or online some other way, and people are sending you a whole bunch of messages about shoes on sale, suits on sale, Gucci belts on sale, glasses on sale, whatever your vice is. I don't know if it's food coupons, coming by this, get 50% off. First of all, those are your weaknesses. So stop putting yourself in a position to constantly have to face your weakness, because if you keep having to face it too many times, sooner or later, you're probably going to give into it. That's just being real. So unsubscribe from those things. If you know that you have a firm goal that you're going to pay off your credit card, then turn off all of those subscriptions to sending you emails for coming to buy stuff. You probably got a closet full of clothes already. You probably already got plenty of shoes. You probably already got plenty of pocketbooks or whatever else. So unsubscribe from those things so that they're not tempting you and that you can keep your mind focused so that you can stay on track. All right. And the last tip of the day is have an accountability partner. It's hard when you are doing something by yourself, for sure. Especially when you're making this kind of lifestyle change where you're looking to just adapt a more healthier perspective about your finances in general. And we understand that it's difficult. So find an accountability partner. Get you a friend that's gonna not let you give in to your wants. Okay? Not that friend that when you say, "Oh, I'm going on a diet," and they're like, "Oh, girl," or "Oh, boy, good for you," and then the next day they're like, "Hey, you want to go out to eat?" Not that friend. That's the friend you don't need to have for your accountability partner. You need that friend that when you say, "I'm going to go on a diet," the next day they're like, "Hey, how's your dieting going? Did you make your meal plans for the week?" They're motivating you, they're encouraging you, and they're giving you the right level of accountability so that you can stay on track. This person, you could have them sit down with you once a week or once a month and just review tracking your expenses. You track them yourself, but you guys set a meeting whenever often you want, and you have to show it to them. And if you don't have it done, then you have some kind of penalty in place for yourself. You have to decide what that penalty is, but make sure that it's something that's going to make it stick in your head. If it's something where if I'm supposed to track my expenses every day and go over everything on Friday, if we get to the end of the month and we look through and every single Friday I haven't added up anything, then one of my, self-imposed penalties could be, all right, well, I have to, give myself $5 for each week that I didn't do it, and I have to put it away, in an IRA or somewhere where I can't touch it immediately. That's a good bad reinforcement, if that makes sense. You're reinforcing the fact that you didn't do what you're supposed to do, so now you have to take money that you might would have spent and did something, not effective with, and then you got to put it away. You got to put it away somewhere else, which that is good for you in the long run. So you get that immediate, like, oh man, I can't go and get my nails done because I got to take my nail money and put it away. So that's just one suggestion. Whatever works for you, because everybody's going to be a little bit different. Our whole goal is just to give you some practical tips so that you can put it into context and you can apply it to your life. They say that knowledge is power, and that is true to a certain extent. However, think about how many people out there that know stuff and just don't use it. So I like to say that applied knowledge is power. It's when you're able to put it into context and put it into your own life to make some lifelong changes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed these tips today. I'm so happy to be here with you. And like I always tell you guys, if you want to do something different, then you got to make moves. Moves don't make themselves. You can't just sit down. I was listening to something. Actually, I was reading a book with my daughter last night, Joyce Meyer, Mind Connection. And it said that you can sit in a rocking chair and rock all day long. You're keeping yourself busy, but you're wearing yourself out at the same time. So don't just be moving around aimlessly, not making any progress. Movement and progress is two separate things. So you got to get out here and you got to make moves, and you got to make them in alignment with what you're trying to do, because talk is cheap, guys. Everybody can talk about it, but we want you to be about it because life is expensive. So if you would like to get some more tips, we want you to make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you haven't already. And we'll be back next Wednesday with another episode of Wealth Wednesday. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of us, feel free to call us at 1-844-2UP FICO. Again, that's 1-844, the number 2, UP FICO. And we'll be more than happy to, do a free consultation with you to help you identify what your financial goals are. If you don't know what your financial goals are, that's fine. That's okay. We can help you figure it out. We'll help you go through a comprehensive consultation, and we'll help you identify your plan or tweak the plan you currently have. So just give us a call. We also are offering free credit repair consultations as well. You can find out, what's going on with your credit, if that's part of one of the things that you want to do to just get your finances more healthy. We're here to write all of your financial prescriptions here at the Credit Doctor of VA. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Peace.
If you've got